we can perceive the experience but not the experiencer. Peace once again, my fellow expressions of consciousness. One of the arguments for there being a God being entity is that something cannot come from nothing or no thing, which is the same for some Big Bang theories, which postulate that the Big Bang created matter, created the universe. So something, Big Bang, created this. But you see, there has been a strong bias towards that which has form versus that which has no form. That which has form is seen in our modern world as that which has more significance and more importance, is more real than that which has no form. This is an oversight. As if we look more deeply, more sincerely, as I always say, please be sincere when contemplating these words. How can there be form without the space around it? How can there be anything without the space around the things? There is no need to look at the world of matter and take it as the truth just because other people said so, that matter is first, that there is a God being. When you can look for yourself within your own experience and see that there can be no existence without space. How could you know what a form is? How could you discriminate between a thing and another? You could not. There would be no life as we know it. If you got white paint and painted a square on a white sheet of paper, you would not see the square. For we need contrast when we are perceiving in this world. Perceiving through mind. There is no form without the formless. There is no thing, something without the no thing, nothing. They arise together, my friends. As soon as you say that there is equally not that, as soon as you say nothing, there is equally something. Because to say nothing would be in contrast to something. To say something would mean you are aware of the form, because it is being highlighted, pushed forward by the space that it exists within. So the space is not no thing, but it is also something. It is something that allows form to have form, allows objects to appear, to be known, allows you to do this. I mean, let's make it more materialistic now. Make it really clear if you are new to these types of understandings. These direct understandings, direct paths to truth. Imagine you are in a box. The box you are in is perfectly shaped like your body. But I'll say there's a window, a little window over your eyes, a clear glass, let's say, so you don't feel too claustrophobic right now with that thought. But it's just a thought experiment. You are safe, of course, right now. You're always safe. So you are in this box shaped like your body perfectly. Would you have any space to move? Would you be immobile? Would you be mobile? I respect your intelligence, my friend. Of course you know the answer. You need space to move, period. So if we say there is an entity, for example, named God, or that we call God, a being, for there to be an entity, there would have to be the space around it for us to be aware there's an entity, or even by the entity's understanding, it would have to have a contrast to know what it is. You just have to. It's just straight reason. You have to have a contrast to know what you are. Otherwise you will think you are everything you see. And of course, on a deeper level, the essence of everything is the oneness, but we're not going there right now. Speaking on a more human level, personal level, you need contrast to know what you are. If you perceive this so-called God in paradise, in heaven, if you could perceive it, you'd obviously be aware of its form in some way. That form again would be within the space. So it will not be greater than the space. Or if you perceived it through hearing, you can only know a sound because you also know silence. So the sound is not greater than the silence. So any way you perceive a so-called God entity would show you that it is not God. Anything that can be perceived in some way cannot be the supreme reality, is what I mean. For the supreme has no limits. It has to have no limits. For us to have duality experiences, it must be within a non-dual truth, a non-dual reality, a single space. That is what people are not understanding, religious people, with all due respect, that yes, there is a so-called, you could say, creator of all of this, but it is not and cannot be a form. By definition, a form has limits. Even the space around your body has no limits. Is space greater than the God you believe in? Is space greater than the Big Bang you believe in? Is space greater than the universe you believe in? Is space greater than energy you believe in? Is space greater than chakras you believe in? Is space greater than meditation you believe in? Yoga you believe in? None of these are bad beliefs. I'm just saying. There is no greater. There is just union. As soon as you identify an object, you at the same time are acknowledging there is no thing around it. That is the true unity, the true understanding of forms. The formless is also important. The formless, you could say, births the forms. For the formless has to be first. It has to be. It just has to be, because you cannot say there's a form if there is no edges to it. If there's nothing to distinguish it from another form. The only way to distinguish one from another is of course having the space around it. Just like your thoughts. You are that space-like consciousness that cannot be perceived as, oh, there it is. So that space-like consciousness, or being, or knower, or just that which you are, is always present because it allows thoughts to come and go. You would miss a thought if you was not there as the formless perceiver. Prior to it arising. You can never know with a thought that the formless must be prior to forms. You can know through reason, but I mean you cannot know objectively, like see it. Because you cannot see the formless. But yes, you can know through higher reason that the formless must be prior to the form. Because it holds it. It allows it to be a form. So all forms are modulations of this formless. This is why the forms are formless, and the formlessness is also a form. You've heard Buddhists say it. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. I hope you understand now that this is very, very accurate. There is only what is. All working together. No hierarchy. Unless you believe the thought that says there is. When you are looking up to the sky to thank the divine, you are looking into space. Is there anywhere you can look where there is no space? Even within the body, there is space in between each cell, organ. The source of creation is so much closer than thought would have you believe. This is why we need introspection, higher reasoning, for there are different levels of thought, which I will speak about in a future video, I'm sure. Form is both formless and formed. It arises out of the formless, so it is the formless manifested. Any form you investigate deeply, let's say with a microscope, you come to see it is also filled with space, filled with formlessness. I don't want to make this video too long. I hope you understood. If you don't, please rewind. If you like the video, please like the video. Blessings to you. Have a peaceful and wonderful day or evening.